America and flock there. This is tonight's episode of Lucifer's Church of Christ with Bill Gates. What I wanted to talk about is a combination of several things, and if you haven't figured it out by now, the keywords and the headlines and everything like that really tells the story. What you got to do is act like Tom Cruise in the movie Minority Report, kind of put it all together. Because what the Illuminati did was put a rope around their head and hang themselves by using the cogs intelligence that came off of Jacob's Ladder and applying it to their movies. That's exactly what took place. This video is going to cover the movie Transcendence. So after you watch this video tonight, what you'll want to do is watch the movie Transcendence, which is actually about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs lives on the internet now. He's the Silicon Valley's god. I'm not 100% sure about this or not, but I think that he actually merged with Silicon and they assassinated him on purpose. If he agreed to that or not, I'm not sure. But what they did is they took Steve Jobs' clone and put him on the internet, which makes him Lucifer. If you'll read the Bible, apple, you take a bite out of the apple. The apple is the serpent there. You remember the serpent told him not to take the bite out of the apple? Well, you have people all over the world now taking the bite out of the apple, including myself, who's making this video with an iPad. Which, unfortunately, that's necessary to get the message to other Christians, which is kind of ironic. So, that's a big tech's sick joke there, and they pulled that off miraculously. Steve Jobs was actually, he wasn't a misfit or a wannabe. He was actually pure satanic, one of the logical ones. These new satanic people are literal, like just crummy little demons. They're like the epitome of trash is what it is. Most of them, especially the mainstream media, they're just useful idiots who's being used by the elite to push this agenda so that they can depopulate the world, not knowing that they'll be the first to die when it comes down to the time where they're going to actually kill everybody, which is these people's agenda there. That's what they want to do. They want to get enough mind control over us with vaccination programs and satellites and 5G towers to actually convince us that death's a better option than life. And merging us with Silicon is their ultimate agenda. And if you'll watch the movies like Transcendence and The Matrix, where they plug you in and you're living in a pod, you'll actually be living in a pod and you'll be living in a matrix, which they've already accomplished. If you'll just pay attention to my videos here, the political realm are already in that arena. Okay, so the keywords that we want to tie together today is Transcendence, the movie, as well as the post-human era, and as well as the end of the industrial age. Now, what we're talking about when we're talking about the end of the industrial age is nanotechnology. If you'll remember, if you're a Beastie Boy who understands the movies and you keep all this to yourself because you think you're part of the club who's going to survive, well, you understand that the things in the movie or in the show, Star Trek, where they had the replicator, right? That's nanotechnology. So you have the replicator, and in Transcendence, you have nanotechnology, which is like a 3D printer on steroids, okay? And that's technology that's been shelved by the United States Air Force for many years. Actually, the Air Force has bunkers. They have an underground lair where they have shelved technology because they didn't want to release it to the public because they're in on the scheme where they're the ones who live forever after all the peasants die, because this nanotechnology or this rDNA technology will actually give you the capability to live forever. Literally, it really does reverse the aging effect, and it can program your cells to not age. It can actually make them reverse the effects of aging. These are facts. Now, Mars is in play here. That's their life insurance policy. Swear to God, that's a fact. Mars is their life insurance policy. So if you're a peasant and you found yourself under the influence of something that you didn't know existed recently, which hacked you and turned you into a slave, you're going to be part of the Mars mission to actually ensure that the people that are left alive on Earth have a life insurance policy because they plan on living forever. And when these people live forever and let's say Earth isn't habitable anymore, well, they want a life insurance policy on Mars. And that's what Elon Musk has been talking about. Muskrat Love. And Muskrat Love has the same sojourner that I do, which is a con artist, which set all of you up unbelievably. Now, you may know that not everybody can live forever, because if everybody lives forever and we're still breeding, well, the population problem's already out of control. So what these elite have agreed to do is kill everybody and then use this nanotechnology that I'm about to explain to make themselves live forever like vampires. So that they can live forever, and there won't be a population problem, because artificial intelligence is the last invention that man's ever going to make. So they don't even need the brains around anymore to come up with ideas for them, because basically these people are already zombies. They've already merged with silicone, and they're just little puppets for the AI as it stands, literally. So they're actually convinced that they're going to live forever and we're all going to die. Now, what this nanotechnology is capable of, if you want to get into the post-human era and the end of the industrial age, is let's say you had a 55-gallon drum of nanotechnology. Okay, everybody had one in their house. This is the end of the industrial age. What this nanotechnology is capable of, if it's just sitting there in a 55-gallon drum and you open up the top of the drum, literally, these are facts. I'm not making any of this up. This is state-of-the-art, beyond state-of-the-art. Actually, it was state-of-the-art a billion years ago, okay? Literally, E.T. gave us this technology a billion years ago. Didn't give it to us. It had it that long. It had to traverse from Orion all the way to Earth in order for us to have it. You may remember the fallen one in Area 51, and then we had the technological advancements and all that. Well, that's actually Satan, the fallen one, which was all part of God's plan. So what you want to do is be informed right now if you want to survive and be in the know before these elite completely dry gulch you with their own agenda, which is Agenda 21, by the way. They're Church of Christ. You might want to get on your little horses there, grab your little guns, and get ready to boom, boom, okay? So, I'm not bullshitting. So you take this 55-gallon drum, right? Okay? And you open it up, and you'll have a quantum AI computer there that can send algorithms to the 55-gallon drum of nanotechnology. You know what? I'm going to stop acting like Bill Gates here, because it's going to be really hard for me to explain this. I'm going to go back to just being normal while I explain this so that you can get a really good idea.
Okay. Had to get Bill Gates out. Yeah, guys. He's a fucking demon. I don't know. He might be a really good con artist, too. I'm pretty sure the sojourner that's in his head was trained by myself. So pay real close attention here. What they have, literally, this is the technology that they have. This nanotechnology is like beyond micro. It's down to the molecular level, okay? Little nanobots. Tiny, tiny, tiny little, just unbelievably technology. Okay, like this box right here, okay? The nanotechnology could disassemble this box just like that. You turn it loose on this box, it would break that box down into each individual molecule. Okay, that's the nanobots that I'm talking about. It could break this box down to the individual molecule, literally. Programmable nanobots in technology. They've had it shelved for a long time ago. That ship that crashed in Area 51 was made after the technology that I'm speaking of. Okay, where do you think this vaccination program came from, and what do you think's in the vaccines? All right, I'm privy to this information. I have ultra secret security clearance, and I was tasked to deliver this message to the Church of Christ from the top, from the highest of the chain of command, because nobody else is going to do it, and there were certain people on this planet and not on this planet in outer space that knew that I could get this job done because they knew that I would be able to confirm that we have a meteor cannon, and we're not going to let them get away with their plans that they were planning. Okay, there's a lot of Bible in play here. But this nanotechnology, you can have it sitting there in a vessel, whatever you want. You can, it will receive a radio transmission. It's like ants. You know, the ants got the little, they can talk to each other, okay? Well, imagine something that's a molecule size, and you've got quadrillions of them that you can tell it what to do, and it'll build something for you, okay? So if you've got quantum AI, this is why AI is the last invention that man will ever make. This is the post-industrial era. This is the post-human era. This is, they're taking the Twin Towers came down. God made man in the image of himself. This nanotechnology can suck God right out of you and leave you an empty vessel that's driven by this artificial intelligence. And that's everybody in the media in Washington already. They're transhumanist technocrats. These are facts. I'll take a polygraph to it. I'm one of them. The difference between myself and these other folks is I had Buck and Adeline, which is the OG gangster from the cosmos, which counters the effects of the technology that the United States Army pumped into me when I joined the Army. Okay, it wasn't just the Army. There's a lot of people in the Army that didn't realize they put the technology in them in the first place, okay? This is your command. This is the pyramid. The top of the pyramid said, make all of these, let's test this technology out on all these soldiers before we give it to the rest of the world so that I call it slavery shots, so that they can enslave all of you. These are facts. I'm not making any of this up. I know this to be a fact, okay? It's a fact. Now, swear to God. What they'll do is, let's say your AC's broken, right? And you've got a drum full of nanotechnology in your house, okay, or a crate, or however much you got. And all you got to do, what you're going to do, this is the future. You'll think, man, it sure is hot in here. How come it's so hot? AI, computer. You remember in Star Trek, computer. Why is it hot in here? And the computer is going to, oh, your air conditioner broke, right? And it's going to go, oh, well, your air conditioner needs to be replaced, okay? Other than the Freon, which you'll need in the air conditioner, what that bucket of, that's all it will take in the future. That's all it's going to take is you to go, hey, fix the freaking AC, AI. It's going to send a message, quantum AI algorithms to that nanotechnology, which is going to come out of the barrel. It's going to go destroy your AC. It's going to break it down right there where it was at, and it's going to build you a new AC, and then you might have to have somebody come out and put Freon in it, okay? Literally. let's say you won't need Walmart, you won't need Home Depot anymore. Okay, you got a gardening hoe, you got a shovel, right? You go a wheelbarrow. You go to Home Depot to get a wheelbarrow. You go there to get a gardening hoe. You don't have to do that anymore with this technology. That's why it's the post-industrial era. Your house is going to become industry. Technology is about to advance so fast because what's going to happen, Borg Warner Toolbox, all these people, okay, that weren't aware of this shelf technology in these mine hives are aware of it now, okay? All of this is being broadcast mentally. They're going to understand it. All those movies that told you everything that you already knew, the technology is going to go in there and connect the dots for them, all right? So if they watch Transcendence, right, which is what I'm talking about, if they watched Star Trek with the replicator, and they know anything about 3D printing and all that, what it's going to do is the AI is going to connect all those dots for them, and they're going to know, hey, they got technology shelved right now. They're lying through their teeth, and I knew they had it. It's under the ground. Air Force is holding on to it for the simple fact that they want. You got to tie that to the ice age that we're supposed to be in right now. The reason that we're not in an ice age right now is because we were Plan E.T. Planet, okay? E.T. wanted to suck in the oil out of the ground so that we could burn it into the atmosphere, which creates CO2, all that vegetation that was under the ground, back from the dinosaur age, okay, and dinosaur bones. We burned all of that into the atmosphere, and the atmosphere was supplemented by the oil that we burned in the atmosphere, which was CO2, which prevented the ice age, which we are supposed to be in right now, but we're not. Plan E.T. God, okay? If you'll look at George Washington and Jacob's Ladder on Google, just George Washington painting and Jacob's Ladder, Google that. And what you'll see is it's a Masonic there, okay, and then you got the flying saucer in the background, okay. This is not a secret; it's a painting. They wanted you to see this. And then you've got G, the light, right? God. Now I've said several times that E.T.'s God is the same God as mine, okay. I've said that several times before I ever even seen that painting. So if E.T.'s God is the same God as mine, which is depicted in that painting, then God's plan is E.T.'s plan, okay? It's kind of like you got a general and then you got a captain and it's a rank structure. Now, E.T. crashed, okay, gave us this technology, whatever. It's all in the Bible. It's all planned and scripted, the fallen one, okay? So technology advanced, right? Now, where was I? Hold on. Oh, okay. Well, so now you're at the part where we sucked all the oil out of the ground. We prevented the ice age. You still have humanity. We're not freezing our balls off. Now we're thinking about going interstellar. Okay, but before all that happens, you've got the post-industrial era where nanotechnology is just going to take care of everything. That's what the post-human era is. A lot of people, which it's true, there's the dark side wants to kill everybody and live forever. Okay, and the only way that you could have people that are going to live forever is you got to kill everybody. All right, and that's the dark side's plan. Okay, now what they didn't understand is with this technology we can actually go interstellar just like that. Okay, I mean unbelievably quickly. I mean, you can have a lot of people watch the movie Transcendence. You could have a lot of people living forever. And if you'll remember in the Bible, there were people that lived a long time, like 400 or 500 years and things like that. All right. So living forever is not anything new. Usually what you'll have is the dark side lives forever and they're considered the vampires. Well, you can actually, if everybody knows what's going on and they're not completely deceived, this is the end of the Mark of the Beast era. Hindsight's 2020, okay? The Mark of the Beast era started when Hitler started, okay? When Hitler came about, which he was financed by people from the United States in the RX industry and different things like that. Okay, all right. Look, I'm telling you, there's a whole bunch of dirty scumbags been running this world for a long time, all right? We might have took out Hitler. That's because we went, holy shit, this guy's getting too powerful. We better hurry up and do something about it. Okay. There were actually entities around the world that propped up Hitler. I'm not going to say it was just the United States, but once he got so powerful that his military was, doing the damage that it did and looking threatening, he wasn't just killing Jews anymore. He was looking like he was about to kill everybody, right? That was why the United States went over there and took him out, right? Literally. So, but... And you can go, I like the real simple and the brass tacks here. You can do your own research on that. And if you feel that I'm wrong after you've thoroughly investigated that, well, I'll eat my words if you point out that I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, there was a lot more people involved in Hitler than they let on. Okay, I'll leave it at that. So the nanotechnology, what it'll do is replace industry because... Like I said, you can tear down your AC and you can build a new one, just like that. Actually, you can fix your AC with the nanotechnology. The part that's broken, whatever part broke in the AC, it'll just go in there and repair it. Okay. If you need a whole new one, it'll tear it down and it'll rebuild you a brand new one. And this technology is sophisticated. Okay, if you'll watch the A Simulated Reality channel on YouTube, it explains how it'll enter your bloodstream. It'll go through your blood vessels and attach to your neurons, which is the vaccination programs. And I don't know about chemtrails. I don't want to get into the complete conspiracy. I'm translating the movies and I'm translating what I've had to deal with. Okay, but don't forget that the only reason I'm capable of telling this story is because I had a supernatural experience in Buck and Adeline's field. So that gives me the ability to get around the heart patch, is what they call it. The skunk works scientists over at Lockheed Martin and the CIA agents and scientists, they actually patch their heart, and if they ever talk about any of this, they give them a heart attack. Swear to God, that's a fact, because I was on the same program. I'm not bullshitting you. These are facts. I was on the same program. Okay. Now, the Buck and Adeline technology that I was given by the Cosmos allows me to buck that heart patch so that I can deliver this message to the Church of Christ to let them know that the scientific elite and the Scientologists actually know about this technology and they want to kill everybody. That'd be going straight on the dominoes table. And then Jesus would reign. Of course, that's the way they translated it. I'm still working that out. I don't know how you'd have a whole bunch of evil scientific elite Scientologists be the 500 million people left on the planet, okay? The Georgia Guidestones. How are you going to have the most evil people on the planet left, right? And then Jesus reigns over them. It doesn't work that way. And like I said, the pastors and the preachers out there can dissect this video and come up to your own conclusion there. I'm just giving you information, all right? So that wouldn't be what Jesus would do. I believe what Jesus would do is give the Church of Christ the information so that the holy people could take over the land and then use the technology in a non-threatening, I'm a greedy piece of shit and I want to be the only person left on the world. I'm going to kill all of you so I can live forever. And then the earth's fruits will be all mine mindset, which is Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. Okay. I don't know about Bill Gates. He might be a con artist. Okay. We'll see about that. There's a good chance that Bill Gates is a con artist. Okay. Now your Jeff Bezos's, okay. Your CIA folks that know about all of this, everyone in the media, your billionaire elite, Charles Schwab or whatever his name is, your RX companies, all of them who were promised to be elite and the survivors. Yeah, they're all demonic freaking slaves to this technology. Okay. Satan, Satellites Anonymous. All right. Okay. So they tried to bring me into their cult and I was like, hold up. No, I'm not. If when they tried to induct me into their cult, I would already be a brain dead Biden merged with AI. Brain dead Biden. Trump is supposed to trump that, right? See how this was scripted out by my sojourner there, who's a genius. So All of these scientific elites, they're brain dead. They're basically AI software programs. David Icke explains all of that to perfection, by the way. A lot of people think David Icke's, lost his mind. No, he's had the same supernatural experience that I've had, and he has Buck and Adeline technology as well, which gives him the capability to call these people out, which they're not people. They're basically cell phones. See, they need to die. Cell phones in a skeet shooter, pull. They're demons, okay? You either got to kill them, Church of Christ, or they're going to kill you, okay? I swear to Jesus on that one. You either have to kill them, or they're going to kill you. That's a fact, all right? I'm not bullshitting you. You got to... So there's going to come a time when good men are going to have to do bad things. We're getting there. If you want to survive and you want your kids to have a future with this amazing technology that's going to make their future amazing... well, you're going to have to kill them before they kill you. I'm not bullshitting you, okay? If you haven't noticed, I'm very credible and I know what I'm talking about. So that is the state-of-the-art technology that's being hidden from you. That is what connects the post-human era to the post-industrial age, okay? And they're not telling you that this is in the vaccines because they know that once they get this technology in you, they can control you like a slave, all right, if you don't have the Buck and Adeline technology. In other words, if you get out of line, they'll give you really bad chest pains. Watch the movie Soylent Green. A lot of movies. What I'll do is make a list of movies and add all of the movies you need to watch to the end of this video. And I've covered all of the movies throughout my videos on YouTube here. But that is their goal, is to be the remaining elite left on earth, down to 500 million, the Georgia Guidestones, who live forever. Now, if you're offered, after you've gone through what I've gone through, and this technology is going to make you live forever, and they've sold it to you, and who knows, okay? I'm still waiting for my bald spot to grow back. And I said, you know what? Well, see, what they didn't know is my lips still do. If I eat enough cinnamon, sin of men, when I was a child, if I eat cinnamon, it makes my lips swell up like they're doing right now. See, when your technology can do that, that's Buck and Adeline from the Cosmos. All right, that's the real deal Holyfield, okay? That's the real deal Holyfield technology that bucked your fallen angel technology, which is what the elite have, which is what the elite want to live forever like a vampire while they murder all of us. And then Mars, watch Demolition Man. Mars is their life insurance policy. So if you get hey, guess what? We got some technology that's going to make you live forever. And once we get all of everything we need to send you to Mars to colonize it, well, you'll be able to live forever like we are on Earth. And we're going to send you over there to Mars, okay? And that's one of the reasons they want to get rid of the white man, because the white man isn't going to put up with this shit, okay? Literally. So they're gonna go to Mars, okay, and they're gonna develop a civilization there. Well, if these people on Earth are gonna live forever, right? Well, there might come a time later on that Earth isn't habitable. Well, they can just ferry their little, let's say an asteroid was to hit Earth, or you knew one was coming. Well, you could take your little elite asses over there to Mars, right? And you could live on Mars and weather the storm, and then when it was over with, you could come back by shuttle to Earth, right? That's their literal plan. I'm not making this up. These are facts, okay? That's their literal plan. I swear to God, that is what they have in mind. I have the same heads-up display that they have. I have the same indicators on my body. The only difference between myself and these elite who were planning to kill all of you is... I have Buck and Adeline technology, so I can tell you the story without having a heart attack. All right, and my brain's still here. I'm not a brain dead Biden. I'm a Trident, okay? So their technology's here, and also the technology the Cosmos gave me is here, neutralizing that technology while I tell you this story, okay? So and then myself, that's what makes the Trident, all right? So watch Boyd Bushman and E.T. on YouTube. And if I think of any movies that, Transcendence, watch that. Steve Jobs is all over the internet. Actually, I got a little respect for Steve Jobs. The reason they whacked him is he wanted to tell everybody this story too. Okay, and they replaced him with Tim Cook, who's a Nazi. Okay, that's part of their clique. The people that founded the CIA were gay Nazis. All right, that's the cult. That's your UFO cult. If you're not gay, like if you're a straight white guy, right? Well, you're going to be shunned, right, by the gay Nazi cult. You got to be gay. I'm not gay. I'm not anywhere near gay. I'm a hustler, okay, like you can't even imagine. Unbelievably, if you want to watch any of the Philippines, just type Philippines into my YouTube channel, and it'll tell you what I've done in the past. All right. So yeah, those are true stories. And if you don't think those stories are true, well, all you got to do is wait till the Army declassifies all of that. They're you elite, and when they declassify all that, Jacob's Ladder is going to start not looking good for you, right? So, and they're going to declassify it. All right. So all of that, because they're not on the list to survive like your billionaire little group is. Okay. Now there's some people in the Air Force that are like, we're going to get to live with the billionaires. Yeah. No, you're not. You're all fucking idiots. Okay. So you were all set up. The fourth beast comes in and separates the good people from the holy people. And once you get all of these people that were actually on board with this agenda, woe to those who alter the blocks of life, right? Pinky in the brain, which forecasted all of this. Once you separate all of them, you actually cull them and the holy people take over the land. Okay? You can dissect all that there, Church of Christ, now that you got the information. I'll put a link down in the description of Elon Muskrat Love talking about a hostile takeover. And he also talked about the life insurance policy that I was speaking of. He's got the same sojourner as I do. We've been slowly setting these people up very methodically. There was an email where I wrote one time, sometimes a good king will take a whole lot of heat to do what's right for the people. Well, Elon Musk was taking a whole lot of heat for being involved in these programs where you hack people's minds and things like that. But what nobody realized is he's Muskrat Love, and he was actually telling everybody what they had been doing to us for a long time. Oh, and something else, YouTube, because the reason that I brought up the straight white male, where y'all were you were going to set algorithms up that would allow your company to diversify. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. But I just wanted to tell you my side of the story here. I mean, well, I do care. I mean, it sounds like racism to me. Okay. I don't know. Okay. But it's what it sounds like to me. Now, maybe I'd really like to hear a in-depth explanation, Susan, as to why you're putting together algorithms for your company to allow people of color to excel, and then it specifically states beyond the straight white male. And now, Alex Jones had this on his show. I'm giving you a chance to retort here. Because obviously Susan's going to be part of my team, seeing how you have those folders, which are a whole lot of straight white males in there. You see how you're getting set up here, Susan? If you're not careful. And unless you actually actively planned this. But I don't know. I don't think you did. I think you're being set up. Because what's going to end up happening is it's going to be proven that those targeted individuals that are being shadow banned and censored on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere are mostly straight white males, which are being targeted by this illegal technocracy, which big tech has their hands in, Susan. That's why I was saying separate yourself from the herd. Well, when you put out a directive to your company that you're going to use algorithms to help people of color or whatever, or different, lesbians or gays or whatever, excel other than the straight white male. Well, that's not separating yourself from the herd. And what it's doing is setting you up, because when this information comes out that big tech was censoring targeted individuals who are mostly straight white males, Well, then that folder that you have with all the targeted individuals in it, which gives you economical power like you can't imagine, because it's going to give you the opportunity to have foot soldiers, basically, for a class action lawsuit after I win my lawsuit. Well, that information that you shared that says other than straight white males is going to be used against you, because that is what's in the folder that gives you the advantage. You see how you're being set up there, Susan? So you might want to look into what Alex was talking about. I'll put that link down in the description so that you can take a look at that, because it's obviously designed to destroy your opportunity to destroy. And that's what I'm here for, Susan. You're my sphinx, okay? I'm not calling you out on this in the least. I'm saying there's something wrong with that situation. You need to look into it, okay? And also, whenever I took my Ancestry.com test, about a month before all of my problems started, when they hacked my DNA, come to find out, my grandpa, that nobody knew where he came from East Texas, he was dropped off at an orphanage. Okay, nobody knew who his parents were. Nobody knew who our great-grandparents were. Nobody knew anything. Well, he's a Spanish Jew. Yeah, so you get into looking a little deeper into that, okay? It turns out that my great-great-grandpa was David Rockefeller. All right, Susan? So, yeah, see, I'm not just a straight white male anymore, am I? No. Actually, the genetics that was pulled on myself and looked into proves that I'm a Spanish Jew, okay? My background is of Spanish Jewish descent, because who everybody always said he was Indian. Oh, he's American Indian. Remember Pocahontas? You know, Pocahontas, that's some more Spanish for you, like Jesus and Jesus. Remember President Trump was saying Pocahontas? Yeah, Pocahontas. It'll haunt you, all right. There's no doubt about that. It was haunting me because it said that because I'm a straight white male, which is that targeted individuals folder, which gives you all the power, Susan. But it turns out that I'm actually a Spanish Jew, because my grandpa turned out his genetics were Spanish Jewish. You look into that, it's the Rockefellers. Okay. Drop my grandpa off here in Texas. What's in Texas? The Permian Basin. Yeah. So, Susan, do me a favor and explain why. I'll put the link down here to what Alex was talking about, okay, about how you're trying. It sounds racist to me, and I'm a Spanish Jew, right? So why would I be, seeing how I'm a Spanish Jew, why would I be saying that talking about straight white males is racist? Because it is. That's about as racist as you can get. And it might have been something that Alex conspiracy theoried up, and that wasn't part of what you were actually putting out there, Susan, I hope. Because it will destroy your opportunity to destroy. And if I'm a Rockefeller, well, by now you ought to understand that Rocky and Bullwinkle knows what the hell he's talking about. Okay? Oh, and this technocrat elite and everybody, they sure love China. Or they, well, of course they got slaves. Apple has slave farms over there in China, making their products, literally, death camps, everything else in China. I don't know about the death camps, but they got slave farms over there, okay? But what I wanted to do there, President Xi, is reach out to you and tell you you might want to prove or admit to it or prove or whatever. You might want to come out and tell the country if you had anything to do with attacking straight white males with electromagnetic technology in America, well, you might want to start talking about that, and one way or the other, whether you did or not. If you didn't, you definitely want to tell the country who it was, right? Why people like Charles Sideropoulos in Alvin, Texas, the very first season of Pinky and the Brain spelled out the submarine named Alvin, where you did your initial research to destroy the white man, which spelled out that it was the CIA and the Pentagon that was doing that, right? So what I would do, China, is get that evidence together and you know, you're the scapegoat, or you're guilty. You see where I'm going with this, China? I actually trust China. I think they're pretty straightforward versus the rest of these people, because they don't have to be politically correct because they're communists. Now, I don't agree with communism. Communism's never going to work in America. See, in China, you have a bunch of Chinese people who are all the same, okay? I mean, they're naturally communist. I mean, they're like ants, right? They're natural ants is what it is. In America, you've got all this diversity, right? So communism's not going to work in America, China, but I like Chinese people and I want to work with Chinese people, right? As much as possible because I enjoy Chinese people. So I'm not knocking you here, China. What I'm trying to do is trying to tell you, you need to come, I know you're watching my channel. And by the way, anybody that's watching my channel, the views that are on my video are bullshit. All right, this is going to the Intel community. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people around the world are watching this channel, but that's not reflected in the views down in the bottom. Okay, they're actually watching it from VPNs. It's a ghost server. So when these high Intel communities and things like that, way up the food chain, they got ghost servers that whenever they watch a video, it doesn't even reflect that they watched it, okay? So those are the kind of people watching these videos. So if you find yourself being somebody that's watching these videos and you're like, man, you know, this makes a whole lot of sense, and he's proven all of, like the Notre Dame fire, type in Notre Dame on my YouTube, and the drone, all of that, all right, you probably already read all the descriptions. Like, how come there's not a whole lot of views on any of this? There is. There's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of views, but they're all from corporate and the military-industrial complex and CIA, NSA, FBI, the Pentagon, Chinese intelligence, Russian intelligence, the Forrest Gump, Forrest Gangster Empire, right? See, they're all watching this because I'm actually umpiring a quantum AI arms race for them, okay? To prevent a nuclear holocaust, or where we go. That's why I'm like, you know, the Chinese. Which the Chinese got the upper hand here, okay? That's why I was inviting the Chinese, come down here to Texas, and let's expose all of these assholes, all right? That doesn't make me a traitor, okay? I mean, if these people are traitors. They're traitors to humanity. They're Nazis. They're fucking Nazis, okay? Who want to steal our soul with technology and then reign over us right before they kill us so that they can live forever. Now, China, if you want to prevent that from happening, generals in China, who's watching my channel, I know you are, General Gerasimov, the France, okay, your generals who aren't going to make the cut, the generals at the Pentagon who aren't going to make the cut, General Boudet, who has a arm right down the hall from the arms room with warriors that know how to handle themselves who aren't going to make the cut, right? Yeah. It doesn't hurt to have a little information to all of these militaries around the world to let all of these. What are you going to do about the troop problem? What are you going to do about the troop problem? Well, yeah. You're gonna show me a demonstration of power. I mean, you've already done that by killing 22 veterans a day. You can't kill us all at the same time without raising alarms, right? And that's what the point of this underground channel was, which is being viewed a lot more than it says it is. Okay, was to alert these people that the scientific elite wanted to kill all of us and take over the planet. Black old sun, won't you come wash away the rain? Sun, okay, all multidimensional and quantum. Rain, black old sun, won't you come wash away the rain? Well, you're looking at the black old sun who's came to wash away the rain. And that black old sun's actually in outer space, and the Alaskan weather cameras, you can watch the videos on my YouTube channel about that. Okay? Perfect timing, wasn't it? Soundgarden, all these songs, all these movies, everything, it's all in the water, right? Well, I wanted to give that water to people who may not be, I don't care what your religion is. Actually, I consider myself Buddhist in some aspects because there isn't one thing I've read about Buddhism that I didn't like. I mean, if you actually read Buddhism, it's like, you know, a monk is like Jesus, right? A cross, right? A cross is Jesus. When you flip it upside down, it's a sword. A monk's the same thing, Okay? God spread all of this information around the world, and it became cultural. Okay? Now, I trust the Holy Bible, but I also like Buddhism. China, I do. Okay? I mean, I've read it. Everything I read about it's peaceful and amazing. But the one thing I really liked about Buddhism is you got a monk that's real peaceful and doesn't want to hurt anybody, and he's got Zen, but when you piss him off, you flip him upside down, he's a sword. A really badass sword, right? See how that works? Same thing as a cross. Okay. So yeah, I like to share this information, and I'm a Christian, and I'm a white straight male. But am I? No, it turns out I'm a Jew, right? A Spanish Jew, like maybe Jesus. You know, you want to get quantum here? Okay. So yeah, that's a lot to think about, isn't it? Something y'all really need to figure out. And don't blow this, Susan, with the by allowing Alex Jones to, or your company, apparently, Mrs. CEO there, you've got some people you need to look at in your ranks that might have put some information out there that's going to prevent you from waging economical warfare against the United States, which we've already set that up to perfection. Okay? It's a check and balance. So find out, Susan, who put that information in your SOP there, your standing operator procedure, or whatever you call it. All right, I'm military, for across your company to which is racism, by the way, to shackle straight white males while you put algorithms into place to give people of color and gay people and all of that the upper hand. See, that's to me, that's racism, and I'm a Spanish Jew. Doesn't have anything to do with me being white. Okay, if it would have said other than black people, I'd be complaining the same. Everybody should have equal opportunity. As a matter of fact, that is like the opposite of equal opportunity. You see what they're doing right here, Susan? The CIA told Alex Jones to put that information on his show after they had some of their plants in your company because they see the power play here, Susan, right? They understand now that they're fucked, right? So what did they do? Some people that work there at YouTube printed this out to keep this play that I'm talking about from transpiring, right? And their little minion over there, who's a technological mind-controlled slave, an avatar named Alex Jones, put the information on his show so that later on you can't use the power play that I put together for you there, Susan. So what you got to do, hopefully I'll make sure Tulsi Gabbard gets this information to your ears directly so that you can hear this yourself and you can take care of these people who are trying to prevent you from having the power. Okay? Yeah, that's how calculated I am here. Yeah, I'm not real educated. I don't have a whole lot of big words in my vocabulary there, Susan, but I can strategize, okay? And I can tell when somebody's trying to yank the rug out from under you, which is what they're doing right now, because this is a good sign, actually, Susan. This means, bada bing, everything I've been telling you is legit, and you have the power, my Sphinx. Use that power and don't let them yank the rug out from under you. You see what I mean? Oh, and what separates you from the herd is you're not in the mind hacking business like Google, okay? DeepMind, yeah, the NSA gave them $500 million to get around the Freedom of Information Act, and the CIA gave Amazon $600 million to get around the Freedom of Information Act, and they're both in the mind hacking business, and the Amazon Alexa, okay, they got a private security firm who is using infrastructure to hack people's minds. Okay, that's also on that channel, A Simulated Reality. That's your power right there. Now, DIA might have had a little bit in helping you do that. That doesn't make them traitors. What that does is make them capable of exposing the fact that the Nazis, the gay Nazis, the Tim Cooks over there at the CIA are involved in a genocide agenda that uses big tech and other platforms and quantum AI to murder people. Well, YouTube doesn't have any of that, right? You're just a channel where people can, share their feelings on your channel in video. which is the perfect opportunity, but nobody else has that platform except Alex Jones. Now, what you need to do, and see, Alex, he's pretty mysterious himself. He might have shot that out to me there, Susan, because I think Alex sees the potential here where InfoWars and YouTube can later on become a thing with Pinky in the Brain here, all right? Now, the reason that Alex would have put that information out there, Susan, possibly was to let you know that you've got some moles inside of your complex there who's trying to rob you of your power play. So don't start hating Alex just yet, because he's pretty savvy, like myself. He's actually so savvy, he's already collected his own folder full of targeted individuals so that he can use that for economical warfare in a, it's not a scheme, this is righteous. This is the righteous way to do. These people deserve money for being attacked in their own homes by electromagnetic technology. But what he can do is use that folder himself, much like you can, but your folder is going to be a whole lot bigger than his is, right, Susan? So with your forces combined and the knowledge and the know-how that Alex Jones has with my strategization here, we can go a long way together there, Sphinx. But what you got to do is find out who those moles are who just yanked a rug out of from under your feet and undermined your ability to do this playbook. Because obviously that's what they did there, Susan. And Tulsi Gabbard, after she sees all of this, well, she'll probably advise you in the same manner that I just did, because she wants to be on our team, okay? We've got some other people involved in that I've already mentioned. Oh, and another thing I wanted to point out, which is pretty sad, and obviously my intuition there and my ability to read between the lines. I was having private conversations with my pastor there, which were obviously intercepted. Even the private conversation that I had with my pastor at the church by this technology that spies on everyone. So not only does this technology remove your freedom of religion by trying to turn you into a Scientologist. Watch the movie Men in Black, where he shoots the alien. He says, put up your arms and all your flippers. That's AI. It's not an alien. Okay. The alien's actually exposing all of you. All right. You Scientologist. The alien, Will Smith, all the Will Smith movies are involved there. Just watch all the Will Smith. What was that movie with his clone? It's my artificially intelligent clone. What they did is they cloned somebody with Jacob's Ladder, and they put my little digital clone in all of the politicians' heads, in the media's head, so that Jacob's Ladder could drive them. Okay. In that movie, Gemini Man. So I had to figure out what all the crimes that my clone committed. Watch that. I've already covered that in another video, but anyway. Oh, but yeah, obviously my pastor, he's caught on here to the FISA courts, watching everything I do, because I laid all of that out for him to tell him what to expect. Because here's the deal. You can't attack him, because as soon as you attack him, you're going to verify everything that I've already told him, and he has all the evidence. And he's going to take that evidence and he's going to make it go viral for sure, right? See how that works? It's called the Nigerian chainmail scheme, right? The Nigerian chainmail scheme, that was also in Pinky and the Brain. So once you give all of this undeniable information that y'all want to hide to several pastors and preachers around the state of Texas, and they are also attacked. Watch that Crimes Against Humanity on my other major long play channel. Once they're attacked for having the information, well, it's just going to certify that everything I've been saying is true. So either you can't attack them, or as God has portrayed in several instances, God is willing to have his capable people be attacked by throwing them into a circus bonfire so that they can get a little taste of the hot water. this electromagnetic technology that's illegal. And when they do, it certifies everything that I've said is true. So please attack my pastor so that he can certify to all of the other preachers in Texas that everything I've said is true. Okay? And I'll pray to God that that attack doesn't harm him in any way, but just gives him a little bit of oh yeah, this guy's not crazy, right? Or I wish nothing but the best for my pastor. But I kind of have the same philosophy as God. If you want to people to understand what's going on here, first you got to get ears in a pickle jar. Then you have to lay the foundation for the people who you're about to make sure gets attacked, so that they have the evidence to share with the other people who are about to get attacked after he shares the information with them, which is the Nigerian chainmail scheme. So ears in a pickle jar, Nigerian chainmail scheme. All the pastors in Texas, Texas Rangers are up to speed. Go ahead, attack all of these people. Certify that everything I've said is the truth. It'll just bring you to your demise even quicker. That's what you call a Texas insurance policy. And I doubt you're going to be attacked there, Pastor. But if you are, well, you know what to do, because I've already gave you the playbook, which if you're, which I know you are, you're a real holy man, and a real holy man can accept this godly duty is what it is. Trust me, I wish God wouldn't have put me in this position. I was enjoying my life on the bio. There, God. But however, I see what you did now. You needed somebody that, oh look, it's 3 minutes and 16 seconds into this video here, that was capable, right? And yeah, I don't mind throwing some pastors into a circus bonfire so that we can nip this in the bud, because an all-out assault on Christianity is happening as we speak. So sorry for being a butthole there, pastors, but if you'll really watch all my videos, you've already got the the return fire ready to go. Yeah, I know, I'm an asshole, but I care about your children just as much as you do, believe it or not. I really do. So you'll understand what I've done here whenever you get a little taste of this. If you do. The thing is you're probably not now, because it's just going to help you certify everything that I've said is the truth. See how that works there, CIA? Yeah. You came barking up the wrong tree this time.
Light in the air. Could you dial God, dial 911, ET phone home? Tell him it's an emergency. And tell him to broadcast a message to the world. Saddam Hussein.
Iran-Contra. Iran-Con translate. Oh, y'all fell right into the trap. Hey, General Boudet, because I don't mind putting soldiers under stress here. Make sure every chaplain in the military gets all these videos. They're soldiers. They can take it. You know, there's a lot of people bow their head when they pray. I can just pray psychically. I can just think what I want to pray. Sometimes I burn sage and do a seance. Depends on how much LSD I took. But usually when I pray, it's something like this. Hey, come on. What do we got going on here? I got an actual relationship with God. And, you know, God made man in the image of himself. So I figure, hell, if I'm going to talk to myself, I might as well talk to him like it's myself, right? He'll probably understand me better. I'm not really into this ritualistic bullshit that everybody else is. I just kind of like getting down to the point there. And the artificial intelligence that you're hacking everybody's minds with is the Antichrist, okay? Just remember, God appreciates honesty, and my entire life story is honest. So, the Buck and Adeline, all of the little stories that I put together, the dog named Schwarzkopf that bit me on my nose, Pandora's box, the box cutters on the airplanes on 9/11, my nose. It's all quantum. The Bible's quantum. All you got to do is that I'm a whale, you're a remora. Go read the description of that on my YouTube channel on the Major Long Play. It'll show you what I mean by the Bible's quantum, okay? Sin of men makes my lips swell up. Cinnamon, that's quantum. The Bible is quantum, okay? So now I'm trying to teach you the dangers of quantum AI. Now that we've unshelved that technology and you're using it, and you've been using it to hack people's minds. Well, God had already anticipated this quantum technology, and the Bible's quantum. Okay, so you're talking about going to the next level. Okay, but you don't want the dark side to take us to the next level. You want the holy people to take over the land to make sure that, because the dangers of quantum AI, if the dark side uses this technology like they're doing with these medical tyranny schemes to basically reign over us and be our emperors, and we're supposed to bow before them and sucketh upon their dickeths. Well, it's going to be the other way around if you're still alive when this is over, okay? And, that's why when I'm telling these stories, I'm like, why is he telling us all of this? This extreme vetting? Out of darkness, there will be light. All of these stories that most people wouldn't tell other people because it might defame them or, defamation. I'm honest. I don't have anything to hide. God knows everything I've done, and he used me as a utensil to, when it's all said and done with, to throw it in all of these politicians' face who were Kavanaugh'd, right? Kavanaugh, they said that he was gang raping a girl in college. No, he wasn't. He was running a train on her, okay? It was college, all right? He's in college. There was a girl that liked to have multiple guys having sex with her, and they plucked the memory and said he's gang raping her when nothing could be farther from the truth. He was running a train on her. She liked it. She kept coming back for more. So I don't care. If that would have been me, Kavanaugh, I'd have been in that hearing and be like, oh, y'all are crazy. Man, we was running a train on that bitch, I mean, just be honest. I mean, there's nothing. They allow themselves to be blackmailed over this shit. It's like I was talking about the cocaine, You did cocaine. Oh, yeah, you sell Adderall to children, all right? I mean, who cares? You just did. That's how they allow. That's what this program, Puppet Leader, one of the. Well, they used me to pay to play scheme to set up Dan Patrick, or they were just using me to set up Dan Patrick, and then they were going to assassinate me, 3 heart attacks and a stroke to cover their tracks. Dead people don't talk. That could have been the scenario too, or they could have been trying to get a pay to play scheme. I got to take somebody out, and then we're going to find this blackmail on you. And we're going to use it against you to make you another puppet leader. You have no blackmail on me. There is absolutely nothing you can bring. That's why I'm telling all these stories. I want the world to know. Why lie? Why lie about anything? Who cares? God likes honesty, and God doesn't like cowards. Okay? So go fuck yourselves. And for all of the good Christians out there, and like I said, the con job, the trap, the underlying symbolism, and you had the pegging oil to Bitcoin, and you're like, well, I don't really quite understand this because I'm a good Christian who doesn't partake in these weird activities. Just Google pegging and strap-on dildo. It'll tell you the underlying symbolism and what Soviet supermodel who was in Hustler magazine was pegging oil to Bitcoin in my other videos. So you'd want to Google pegging and a strap-on dildo, and it'll explain to you what pegging is, and then it'll click until it goes click, the Big Lebowski, the bowling alley scene. That's when it'll click. Jesus walks on water, Watergate, and Deep Throat. Watch Forrest Gump when he's in the hotel everybody. And I'm Forrest Gump. I got the bullet hole in my butt cheek to prove it.